Well, hi there, Cosm family. My name is Leal in this incarnation, and I am here today to talk about the full moon in Capricorn that we are going to have on July 21st. This event is very, very important. This is the second full moon in this sign, and it is very important because this is a big closure that we are experimenting, and because of the aspects that I am going to tell you in a minute. Well, it is important to say that every full moon it is given with the sun in opposition. So the sun is in Cancer, the moon in Capricorn in the degree 29 with 9 minutes. So we are talking about the anaretic grade, a karmatic grade, which is inviting us to do an integration, a final integration of this energy and to let go of something. This is a degree of dissolution too. Well, something other thing that is very, very important to mention is, well, that this full moon is in conjunction with Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius in the degree 0 with 55 minutes. So it is in a conjunction very, very close. We are going to experiment a big transformation in this closure of a cycle, but we have to understand that Pluto in 2008 entered in Capricorn, and right now it is closing this cycle from that time because from September to November, Pluto is going to have the last return to Capricorn of our lives. So what is happening right now, it is very connected with something that we are going also to experiment from September to November of this year. And we are in years of transition where a lot of slow planets are moving to new signs and initiating new cycles. So because of Pluto is in this degree, in the degree 0 of Aquarius, something is also beginning. It is like we are finishing something and something new. It is opening up for us, like a new version of ourselves, in fact. And we can tell that, after all the transformation of Pluto in Capricorn, we can tell that we have gone through a lot, I think. So, well, of course, that for people that have cardinal signs in their angular houses 4, 1, 10, 7 of Capricorn, Aries, Libra, Cancer, they are going to feel it. People that have planets in the last degrees, or angular houses in the last degrees of these signs, they are going to feel it stronger. But we are all going to feel it certainly because of the aspects that this full moon has. Well, the conjunction with Pluto is something very, very important. Also, this full moon has aspects with Neptune retrograde in Pisces, which is also in the degree 29. Both Sun and Moon have aspects with Uranus in Taurus. So all the transpersonal planets are participating of this event. This is something that is totally designed by the divine plan, basically. What we are experimenting right now, this is not something that we can control. These are changes, these are movements that we cannot control. The only thing that we can do is to surrender to what is happening and to remember that gaining back our power is to choose what do we want to nurture in our mind, how we want to manage our emotions, and how we want to manage our actions. This is the invitation with Pluto, mainly. The aspects I'm going to talk about a little bit in the collective, because I think the important thing in here is to pay attention to how we are channel this energy individually, because this is also like the closure and the beginning of what we can see as a new humanity. The presence of Pluto in Aquarius is very linked with this new cycle. Well, it is important to understand that the old ways of power, the old paradigm is, in this struggle, we could say. trying to resisting the new. And this, this is something that is not only happening in the collective. This is something that maybe in the individual we could experiment it too, because we have to let go of an old paradigm inside and in all aspects, in all areas of our lives. This is, the Aquarius age. And during these days, a lot of things could be exposed, because that is what also happens in lunations, and full moons. Something is illuminated, and Pluto has this tendency to expose the darkness, the things that were hidden in the unconscious collective too. So we will see how the groups of power are exposed in different ways. But coming back to how we can channel this in our individual levels. First of all, we have to know that this full moon has also an activation with Mars, but with Mars that by that moment is going to be in Gemini, and is going to make a trine with Pluto in Aquarius. So this is also inviting us to take the initiative and to begin something that requires for us to face authority, to face, to do a process of empowerment, to give a leap of faith, to give a leap into the void. This is Pluto in Aquarius too. And opening ourselves to new perspectives, because this is Mars in Gemini. The advancement is about opening ourselves to new perspectives, expressing ourselves, communicating, these kind of things. So, this is going to be important. And although it is a trine is a harmonic aspect between Mars and Pluto, we have to understand that processes of Pluto are always about transformation, death, and rebirth. But with the trines, we have this easiness. I don't know if I'm inventing this word, but we can go with the flow and to approach, these new beginnings with more, transcending in an easier way our resistances. This is the thing with Mars and Pluto. Also, the aspects with Neptune in Pisces are about acceptance, are about compassion with ourselves and with everything that's around us. It is about connecting or surrendering to a higher cause, understanding how important it is to listen to our own guidance of the soul. This is about developing the intuitive communication with us, with ourselves, in order, to go through the portal of this full moon. Something that is very, very important is that by that moment, Mercury is still in Leo, but by that moment, it is going to create a square that is exact with Uranus in Taurus. And this is the first of three, because Mercury is going to be retrograde in August. I explained this in the video of the energies of the week. And it is entering in the shadow period on July 17th. So all the things that we are going to experiment these days, we are going to review it. We are going to review it in the retrogradation. And squares between Mercury in Leo and Uranus, squares are tensions. So this is telling us that we are going to have to open ourselves to a new mindset, to changes that could cause resistances. Changes, letting go of structures. This is about something that this is a process, because as I said, when we experiment the third square between Mercury and Uranus, we are going to close this cycle. But there is something that is beginning in here, and it is very linked with a change of mindset and something that we need to detach from too. But at the same time, Venus in Leo is creating these contacts with the karma nodes. Let's remember, mathematical points. North node is the evolutionary point. The south node is the energy that we need to drain the old patterns. So at the same time, it is perfecting a sextile with Jupiter in Gemini. So this is about connecting with the desires of the heart, which is a process, because many times the desires of the heart, the desires of the soul, we are not many times recognizing them, or the mind can create oppositions. This is a process. But right now we have the opportunity to connect with that creativity, with that light that we want to express with Venus in Leo, and to choose the evolutionary opportunity to express ourselves also in independence, as we are, and transcending the old patterns, and also leaving behind the relationships that are not contributing, the relationships that are sustained because of seeking of validation, or because there are patterns of trying to cover up voids, these kind of things. So it is a very nice transit because of the fluid aspects to move, to take a step, expressing our creativity and our light, opening ourselves to new perspectives, and letting go of old beliefs too. This is very important with the sextile with Jupiter in Gemini. So mainly when we talk about Capricorn, we are talking about the archetype, the inner authority, the archetype of the father. This is something that I mentioned in the past full moon in Capricorn. And a lot of things of the relationship with our authority figures when we were children could emerge. Something that I saw today, it is this video of Mark Tracy that was saying like, when a kid is trying to do something new, and the parent is punishing the kid because it is trying to do something new, and it makes and he or she makes a mistake, then what that creates is adults that have fear of transcending their own limitations or going through changes. And that's what happens for the most of the society. And that's why we have created the leaders that we have, because leaders and the people that and the groups of power that we have are this co-creation of the authority figures that we have constructed or that we have experimented in the past, which is Cancer. So, it is very important to take this in account and to treat ourselves from this internal authority that right now requires a transformation, and to assume a new way of power that can only be given through elevating our consciousness and understanding that responsibility is not anymore, the old concepts of responsibility that, the previous generations, or with generations, I'm not talking about ages. I'm talking about all the ways of thought, all ways of seeing the reality, disconnected from our spirit. Yeah. So this is about assuming this power of consciousness and making our way from that space, making our way and occupying our role in society, which is also Capricorn. Well, family, I am ending this video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.